What's up, YouTube? It's PN Collector here, giving you a quick recap of what happened over in YCS San Jose. I ended up top 4ing with Quick Draw, and it was like the first time I tested the deck out in a larger scale tournament event. Didn't get a chance to play with it in a regional since we haven't had it in California in a while, so it kind of allowed me to test it out when we had a 1K tournament. That was from the TCG Pro Underground. That's kind of one of the guys I want to give a shout out to because they've pretty much been trying to push me. My friend Chris really wants me to get that event posted up more to help kind of give more an idea what he does with all his tournaments and tries to make it more cash and gets involved with the players more to show that there's more skill involved in this game, especially when it comes down to money. And his link is going to be in the bottom in the sub bar. And then I also want to give a shout out to my friend GZ3. I think that's his name, GC3. Well, if it'll be in the sub bar for sure for his name. And he's a good friend of mine. My friend Jesse. He's the one that got the 6 Samurai deck profile, and he had a feature match too. He lost his feature match though, sadly, against the guy who topped with scraps in top 16. But overall, though, it was something really good for him. Helped him get known at least what deck he was capable of making and how maybe he'll decide to push more with it. He did go X3 with it, and he made day 2, but wasn't able to top 32 because of tiebreakers. But overall, he did really well. I could say that the weekend was very long and interesting. I was almost late to like 2 of my games because of traffic, and that getting into San Jose isn't exactly easy. There was a music festival, so it was kind of hard to get in there. And overall, I had a really fun experience with it. I was originally going to play Black Wings. I was thinking about it for quite a while. And the night before, all my friends convinced me, play Quick Draw, you're good with it. You know how to come out of outs that other people wouldn't think of. And in the end, I decided to. I fixed it up a little bit. I opted not to run Gores, nor did I run Torrential Tribute, Mirror Force, or Mating Solemn Warnings or any of the traps. Because I felt that they became a little bit more problematic if I had to deal with that, especially since I was running Triple Decrees. And I felt that would probably be better of an idea to keep that in mind. And I didn't run MST's main deck at all. I cited them. And I mained Volcanic Shells. And Volcanic Shell is supposed to help mediate a lot of the problems that you have when it comes to using Quick Draw Synchron or using any of the other fodder for creatures to help you search through your deck more and get to your answers and get to certain cards or mill certain cards right away. And I did have that a lot where I would use Shell to help further progress into my deck. And it allowed me to, if when I needed a card that I knew I would draw it, it actually would come faster than I normally would. Examples for like Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler helped me out a lot, especially against the Saber matchups, because that single-handedly was the only protection that you could get off a Cold Wave. And Veiler does protect a lot. She makes very, very big plays with creatures. It folds them for just the turn. And then if you're able to retaliate, you can come back fast. And another prime example, a Debris Dragon. In my feature match against Bobby Chambers, he had like 5 backfield, an Armor Master, and a Blizzard, and I had a set Cold Wave. And I needed an out, and I knew that I ran 3 copies of it, and there was only one way, and I topped a Debris Dragon off the top of the deck. And by going Debris into Dandelion, I bombed his entire board after Cold Waving, and it was a +7 with 2 tokens. And that wasn't bad, because it was able to recycle what I had already used, and I cleared the entire board and gained advantage from what I normally had to do. So, in retrospect, I really liked the deck for what it was able to do. Decree was a great choice. Everyone was running warnings, everyone was running some kind of form of removal, destruction, you name it, even skill drain. And how I feel about Royal Decree is it allows you to make the combo plays securely, and in reality, the only card you really have to worry about is Book of Moon. And at that point, that's a strong play. Now, Titanial in the Plant Engine helps you to protect any of your setup combos. So if you do have Titanial out with tokens, and you do your setup into your synchroing, they can't book really because you'll use the tokens with Titanial to protect your whole entire strategy for synchroing. And that's allowed for bigger plays. Not to mention, too, when I made Drill Warriors, I only made Drill Warrior when I had a Decree ready. Because when you start doing the loop, it's actually relatively easy, and the only thing that could stop them is a trap, relatively speaking. A Book of Moon, yes, can, but they still have to get rid of a 2,000 defense monster, and I learned that 2,000 defense is very important in this game because not many creatures can get over it, and right now, anti-meta, everything, 2000 made a big difference, especially one of my other feature matches, and I played against Lightbeat, He hit me down to 39, and the reason why I stayed alive for 6 more turns is because I had a debris dragon on the board that I just let sit in defense mode. Other than that, though, it was a great weekend. I got to hang out with my friends. You know, they're awesome people. Friend Jesse, GZ3, and my friend EGB Paul, which is my friend Paul. And I also had my friend Adam, my other friend Chris, and then I had another friend Chris that was with us. So we all pretty much hung out and drove down there together. We have videos of that and coverage of that, and like I said, it's going to be in the bottom link along with his channel, GZ3. I also, my friend Ztrock7, he topped 8 as well. He didn't get to make top 4 though. He kind of lost the cut against one of the Blackwing players, I think. That's what he played. And he just wasn't able to get out of a situation, he said. Although I congratulate him for getting there as well. And my friend Angel Flores ended up winning with Gemini City, which is to be expected. It was a little bit unconventional that I'm used to seeing with, Gemini Sparks. I already understand about that. And the builds are up right now. As I posted, I just checked, they are up. So that kind of give you a good idea what the other decks and players were playing and kind of an idea and mindset. Now, with this YCS, the main reason people or players should focus on is that it introduced a few factors. That duality and warning do play a big part in this meta right now. It has nothing to do with just letting them sit in behind and do nothing. That duality and warning do play a role in this game. Duality allows you to further progress any of those anti-meta decks, allows them to become meta decks because they can control for the situation. Warning proved that a deck that cannot control what it does won't be able to go anywhere, which is why Blackwings were running both Warning and Duality, which gave them that push to what they had. Plus, it's a surprise when your opponent can't come back when you make a bigger play. And then not to mention, too, I guess a lot of people were telling me from my point of view that a lot of people have given up on using Quick Draw. And it's, in my opinion, is developed on who the player is. It doesn't base on how good you are or anything. You actually have to understand the game enough, the plays enough, to play any kind of deck well. And that's more reason why I guess I can say that Quick Draw I did well with, is because in the Saber matchups, in the Blackwing matchups and everything, most people don't consider in the long run 3 to 4 turns ahead of time. And sometimes it gets hard to think about. It's like anything's possible. And, one reason why I didn't get the YCS cards, the 3 Fallen Angels, is because I wasn't, when I made a read and I knew I was right on the read, there was nothing I could do about it. And that's just, things like that happen. You can't control all aspects of the game. You can only go so much as you can to your best ability. And overall, I'm very satisfied with the deck. I'd like to thank all you guys for, supporting me. My phone wouldn't stop going off in the matches, so they told me to turn it off. And I had a lot of fun. I wanted to show that there was still some creativity, and I know that I was the original builder of the deck, and I wanted to prove that just because someone else plays it doesn't mean I can't play on top with it just as much. And I really wanted to win, guys. I'm not saying I wasn't disappointed in it, but what, though? I was very humble about it. I understand that I didn't do anything wrong in that entire tournament. I did the best of my ability, and I was very proud of myself for getting that far, because that was a big standpoint for me, especially since I know that the deck is still premature. It has more to offer with the coming sets, and this fall is going to be amazing for that deck to be tested out more. And I really hope Konami doesn't do anything to it, because the deck doesn't deserve to be touched that way. And that's not just being biased, because in honesty, if that's the only deck running 2 Dandelion, there's no point to it to go to 1. Every other deck doesn't even run it. So I want to thank you two for watching this video. I'm going to be doing, my next video is going to be just relating just towards the deck, my choices, my side deck choices, and that way you guys can get a good idea of what my mindset was at that time. Alright, this is PN Collector, logging out.